Hello, beautiful traders. Today we're going to go over a simple technique that you can use as an alternative for entries in this market and hopefully reduce some drawdown. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Right now I'm on more AJ on the 4-hour time frame. Obviously, the higher the time frame, the better for trading. And the strategy we're going to use today is the Magic MNW Fibs. As you can clearly see, this market from this point forward had been trending up. I'm just going to pick an area on the chart to demonstrate this awesome entry strategy. And then we're going to go ahead and start with this beautiful W right here. So the way we do the strategy, we go ahead and outline it up using the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and entry on the 5 method. Now, as you can see, for the W's, we're looking to make sure market breaks the neckline here. And then once we identify the break, we will go ahead and pull out our magic fibs and go ahead and measure that off. And so our entry is typically here, right? And for some people, they're already setting limit orders and they would have already been in this trade. For me, I like to confirm to be sure that the market is ready to buy. So had you taken it at this first level, you would have had at least 40 pips of drawdown. And for me, I like to reduce that as much as possible. So what I would do is, in this particular case, I will wait to confirm that the market is ready to buy. And the moment I see this engulfing candle, don't forget an engulfing candle on the higher time frame is will typically represent your head and shoulder pattern on a lower time frame. So with this bullish engulfing, this tells me that the market is ready to buy. Also, I see a beautiful W right here as well, which is another confirmation. And what you can do is the moment you see this, you can go ahead and box up the engulfed candle, the candle that's being engulfed, and you would pretty much set your entry or an alarm for those who still want extra confirmation. You can enter here, you put your limit order here, or you can set your alarm here for when the market does return to that area. Now, the reason why is obviously, okay, you want to make sure that it's ready. Well, for me, I would have had my limit order because this tells me, but there's some people who's like, okay, let me just confirm on the 1 hour because that's where I take my entries. And so at that point, you would set your alarm, wait for the market to come back. And as that market comes back, you will also look for areas where the market is making lower lows in the last buying candle that pushed that market lower. So for here, I would use this last, I would use this last buying candle because it pushed the market lower right here. And to show you what I'm talking about, the market made this low point right here. So that's what I'm talking about. And so once the market broke above this area, I will then pull out my discounted fibs for a better entry because you always want to get a discount on your entries, right? And so at that point, you're looking to take your entry at the 50% or lower. Okay, the lower the better. So let's just go ahead and keep it at 50 to make sure you get in this trade. And then your risk to reward ratio. So say I enter on the red line, not necessarily right here. And then I use my golden line right here. So that's about 20 pips right there. And my TP would be at the previous high for my particular rules. And so I'm looking to have a risk to reward ratio of a 3.32. If you are unsure if the market will give you a little pullback, you can always adjust and make this about 25 pips. So that's on a standard 250, on a 0.01, $2.50, on a 0.1, that's $25. So just keep that in mind. That's an estimate because AJ pays 9 cents a pip, so that's just roughly an estimate. And as you can see, this market took off, and you had, like, if you would have left it here at the golden line, your drawdown would have been 20 pips versus the 40, 50 initially. Now, if you would have took this trade here, set your limit order here. So once this market had already took off, you would not have been in you wouldn't been in any drawdown. So I recommend put my 0.01 test trade here. And if you're looking to add to your winning trade, this would be the perfect opportunity to do that for a quick 20 pips. If you're going to be adding a significant amount of money in that situation. So that concludes my demonstration on how to possibly reduce your drawdown when using this particular strategy or any strategy. If that, I will make another video that will clearly describe the order blocks and what we look for on the higher time frame and how you can use that to your advantage to take on good entries. So hope all is well. Happy trading and love you guys. Stay tuned until the next one.